how to think positively. So this section will cover what is thinking positively, what is thinking negatively, the emotion process, how to stop getting negative emotions, and words and images. So positive thoughts equals positive emotions. Negative thoughts equals negative emotions. So what is thinking positively? How to think positively, aka how to use your brain properly. This is all about your beliefs, thoughts, words, and images that you think to yourself. It's essentially how to feel good. What is thinking negatively? People who are suffering mentally, for example, sad, anxious, or depressed, feel that way because they're feeling negative emotions. Emotions are what drive us towards pleasure and away from pain. They can motivate us to achieve huge goals or lock us into doing nothing. It's what makes us different from robots. All the different variety of emotions we feel are like feedback that our brain is giving us from thinking about and analysing the world around us as life happens. You have negative emotions because you have negative thoughts or beliefs. The emotion process, the full process leading to emotions is as follows. You have your awareness, then you have your beliefs, then you have your thoughts, and then you have your emotions. That's how it kind of filters through your brain. So it starts with your conscious awareness. This is your brain's awareness of being alive in the present moment, taking in the data from your five senses. Next is your beliefs, what you believe is true. For example, if you try and lift your arm, that it will lift. Or if you jumped off a cliff, that you'd fall to the ground, you wouldn't fly. Or maybe you believe you're not very confident, or you're not very good at talking in groups. Whatever they are, once you believe something is true, whether it is or not, your thoughts and actions will reference and align with that belief. It's the only difference between a super confident person and a super unconfident person is their beliefs. Next in the process is your thoughts. So after your awareness and your beliefs, you got your thoughts. It's your brain analysing information, giving ideas, suggestions, opinions, working things out and what action to take. Your brain is referencing your beliefs and taking in the data from your awareness and your senses to work things out. So it filters through your beliefs. It's just to emphasize how important your beliefs are and how they'll affect everything if you're not careful. And lastly is your emotions. So after you've had your thought, you'll get your emotions as feedback. How to stop getting negative emotions. So you catch yourself feeling the negative emotion, you analyze it, the thought that you had before that, and then you replace it with something constructive and more realistic and in line with you as someone who loves yourself and has got your own back. So next time you get a negative emotion, aside from physical pain, think about what thought you just had which caused that negative emotion. Is that thought linked to a negative self-belief that you've got about yourself? We have like 6 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and they're often habitual. The trick is to catch yourself, being aware. Catch yourself when you have a negative emotion, analyze the negative thought, then replace the thought with something constructive and positive and supporting. So, just to give an example now, say I was going about doing whatever I'm doing, and suddenly I feel a bit a sad emotion, a bad emotion. I feel a bit down about something. Think about the thought that I just had. Maybe it was that I'm not going to do very well in this interview that I've got later because I'm rubbish at this or this or this. and you change that for a constructive, positive thought. So you'd say, I've got every chance in this interview. I've got all these skills which align with it. Whatever you want to say, constructive and positive, and you just replace it. It can be really quick. You don't have to spend long on it. It's just a quick thing. It's basically catching yourself and saying, no, stop being negative about things. Stop saying horrible things to yourself, and be supportive and say kind things like you would to a little kid. You're not going to say horrible things to a little child. I hope not. Say kind, supportive things, because you love yourself and you want the best for yourself and you want to feel good. So detach from these thoughts for a second and just observe them. When you analyse a negative thought, you'll often realise it's untrue anyway. Even if it has got truth, it doesn't matter. You're trying to push positivity and support for yourself. But yeah, it's often untrue, but it's often just a negative habit, a bad habit that you've got into, and you're not even aware of doing it. Like I say, you've got 60,000 thoughts a day. If you're going about life and you've got in the habit of saying negative things to yourself for whatever reason, then you're going to carry on doing it and you're going to feel bad about it, even if you're not aware of what you're doing. So this is catching yourself when you feeling them emotions and changing it. And you'll be surprised how quickly. I thought it was going to be a laborious thing and take a couple of months of doing that, and it happened really quickly. In a couple of days, I was getting way less negative emotions, and then it becomes a habit. Being positive becomes a habit, and you don't have to put any effort into it. It's just natural. So it's almost like you've picked up negative ways of thinking and it's rectifying it to how you should be thinking, really, how everyone should be thinking. Last section, words and images. The words you speak and think and the images you create in your mind are also really important. Keep them positive, supportive and constructive. So don't blurt out negative things in the day about whatever, about yourself, and don't say them in your head, and don't put nasty negative images in your head. Just keep it all positive. Keep it what you want in life and what you're looking for, because life is what you focus on. Life really is what you focus on. If you focus on negative or positive, that's what you'll get, and you'll feel. If you're always looking out for negative things, like a habit, you're always picking up negative things, saying negative things, you're just going to feel negative. If you're looking out for positive things all the time, then you're going to feel more positive. So yeah, have a positive mental attitude. Choose what reality and world to experience. Two people, or you could live the same life twice, the identical life, and experience it in a completely different way. Because say the first time you were always focusing on negative things and saying negative things, and the second time you were doing the opposite, saying positive things and focusing on positive things, and you'd have a completely different life. So, and that's what I mean by that is in the sense of you can choose what reality and world you want to experience just by changing your thoughts and your focus. It's a choice. So relax and enjoy life. Have a collaboration mindset, not a competition mindset. Like everyone's against each other. Think more collaboratively as well. And don't compare yourself to others. You're equal value to everyone, just like everyone else is. And you can even imagine you are anything you want to feel like that. Like you can visualize it. That's the power of visualization. You could see yourself how you'd love to be in a year's time. You could visualize yourself as an Olympic gold medalist standing on the podium, and you can almost feel those emotions. That's like the power of visualization. Visualize the authentic, confident, happy version of yourself that you want to become, or you want to be, or unleash, or align with. not a negative, limited version of yourself. Let go of negativity and false beliefs. And obviously, it's okay and necessary to feel sad when it's appropriate, when you've got a valid reason for it, but we just don't want to be crippled by sadness and negative emotions when there's no need for it. Right, there we go, 10 minutes.